two French attacks from here in the village of Pratzen, which would have been, I suspect, much smaller in 1805 than it is today, up there to the top. There's no fog today, it's a sunny day, there's plenty of wind. But you can see sort of the brow of the hill, and you can imagine how that people at the top there couldn't see what or how the French were actually advancing. Now there must have been quite a lot of them advancing in this direction. Also we'll be looking at other places such as Stare Vinogradie, where the Russians attempted a counter-attack. This is at the top of the Pratzen Heights, and you can imagine the situation on the 1st of December 1805. It's now about 6:30, and of course in December it would have been dark now for a couple of hours. But during the day you can imagine the situation that the Austrians and the Russians up here could see in this direction, looking towards the east and the southeast, and indeed to the south from over there. They'd see the villages of Teplitz, of Sokolnitz, Kobyelnitz, and they would be able to see the bad state that the French army was in, or how Napoleon was trying to make them think the bad state. But look at all this space over here. What was happening there? Down there we've got Pratzen, from where Napoleon made his attack. That's where his centre was. So you can see the line is held over a very large area with plenty of space for manoeuvring in between. Now, what is clear though for troops up here at the top in the centre, you can see from the lay of the land that they cannot see what is in the dip below. You can see over the Pratzen, see there, but you cannot see below. So when the French actually did make their move, although there was fog in the valley, and they got to somewhere at the top, possibly the line, we can now see where the Battle of Austerlitz suddenly appeared on them. And things which I've got in my mind though is, when they started to advance, did they have drum beats, this type of thing, things that would have given away their intention, or did they suddenly just walk without the drum? That would be logical, in my opinion. They would just advance without the drum. But how did they control it, bearing in mind that it was fog? It wouldn't have been visible. So we have a walk along the top of the heights. Now to Austerlitz, Slavkov, it's about 12 kilometers, and that was where Napoleon had, in fact, he'd given up the town, he'd retreated from it. Oh, the dog's coming towards me. Oh! The monument to the battle is here. This is the town of Pratzen, below the Pratzen Heights. Bearing in mind we use the word heights, they're not particularly high, but battlefields it's quite significant. Now, what happened was Saint-Hilaire captured the Pratzen Heights, but then he was attacked by
16 Austrian battalions and 6 Russian battalions. He had up here the 10th Leger, the 14th and 36th Linie, and they were assaulted from the east-southeast, which is roughly down here. This area was much less forested then, as I understand it. So as we come round the corner here, you'll see the direction of attack. It's a field, it's been planted, and there's plenty of wind. So it was just as well I said what I had to say before we got here. So this is the direction that the French were attacked from. They were unable to hold. They had to retreat back down the hill. But then they counter-attacked. And the Russians and Austrians at the top here didn't have enough ammunition, and that was the end of them. So the French captured the heights again, finally, and that led to the defeat of the Allied armies.